Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. In this video, I'm going to share with you comments from Lawrence Fink. He is the CEO of multinational investment management company BlackRock, and he was talking about the problem with the fractured banking system as it pertains to cross-border payments and settlement. He was talking about, he did mention Libra, so I'll share these comments on that. He was talking about the need for an actual solution as it pertains to the cross-border, the fractured cross-border payment situation that we have today, which, of course, as we know, necessitates nostro vostro accounts, dormant capital the world over. We know Ripple's solving that problem, but he's got some comments on that, and I want to share it with you briefly. I've also got two price analysts on talking about XRP, technical analysts. One has already called the bottom for XRP. He says the bottom was 29 cents. And another one speculating that on the high end, it could be going up to $4.21. So I'm going to share with you their specific comments on that. Both of them seem to have rather substantial followings behind them. So I'll be curious to get what you guys think on this. And after that, I'm going to cover some community responses having to do with word from WireX CEO yesterday that he says XRP is in fact a security. And as we know, that's absolutely hogwash, and that really steams my vegetables. And so I made a video about that late yesterday. That was the only topic I covered in that specific video last night, so I'm not going to be rehashing all of that, but there were a couple of really funny responses from the XRP community in video format, so I wanted to share them with you. I think you'll kind of get a chuckle out of them and appreciate it, because nonsense like this, statements that XRP is security, need to be called out as the FUD that they are. So before we get going here, guys, if you would please delicately tap that like button, but do not smash it. You know the drill here. And go ahead and subscribe if you haven't yet. You know, it does a body good. Moon Lambo channel, it does a body good. Into the content now. Just since we're going to talk about price here, I want to set the table at the outset here. Where's the market today before I get into what the two analysts are going to be talking about? And the market is, let's see, what's the market cap? 282 billion, Bitcoin at 10,309, XRP at 32 cents. Also want to state, I am not a financial advisor. Anytime I talk about topics explicitly about price, I want to make it very clear at the outset, I am not a financial advisor. I have no financial background, and you're stupid if you buy or sell things because of me. Please don't do that. I like you. I don't want you to hate me, so don't do it. It's dumb. And so with that said, I'm going to start jumping into the content of the video here. Now, first, I do want to talk about comments from BlackRock CEO Lawrence Fink. So here's a tweet from @MMMarinos on Twitter, and this is where I got this video clip from. And Margin, who is @MMMarinos, tweeted out, so BlackRock CEO Lawrence D. Fink just endorsed on CNBC the use case of XRP and Ripple. Think about all the people who send money back home. They do that through organizations that charge 5 to 10%. There is a need to democratize the exchange of foreign currencies. And again, this is a CEO of a major multinational investment management corporation talking about recognizing this is actually a problem. Now, part of what I found fascinating as I watched this video clip is he says, you don't need a new currency for this. You know, you don't need a Libra to solve this problem. You just need to democratize and level the playing field because there's an actual need for this. And first of all, as we know, anybody that understands the reason that the system is so fractured today, it has to do with one issue. If I had to explain, if somebody said, Matt, Mr. Moon Lambo, give me one word to explain why the banking system, as it pertains to cross-border payments, is so fractured, you know what I would say? I would say trust. The reason it's so fractured is trust is required. And that's why prior to blockchain technology, there was no solution to this problem, but there actually is now, which is the coolest thing in the whole world. You've got nostro vostro accounts the world over. And when you look at what the correspondent banking system really is, as I've stated on numerous occasions, it's a chain of bilateral banking relationships. Because you can't trust everybody the world over, so you have to trust somebody who trusts the next person, who trusts the next person, who trusts the next person. Because if you have to convert a currency in like 5 different times or whatever it is, yeah, there's going to be a lot of trust required in between. But with XRP, all you have to trust is cryptography itself. That's what's so revolutionary about this. XRP is a trustless system. No trust is required. And that's the game changer here. And so Libra, of course, and the BlackRock CEO is kind of hitting the nail on the head with that particular comment. Libra's not needed. It's absolutely not needed. That's a walled garden, and it can only solve payment problems, really, and settlement within its own little system, because the Libra coin itself has no market value. It is not inherently valuable. Rather, it is actually a liability because it is backed by something else, and that's why it's a liability. Because if what is backing it goes away, in this case a basket of fiat currencies, the coin itself is useless. Humans will recognize there is no actual value then. And so, it's okay, have confidence in the fiat currencies. If you do, okay, that's super duper, that's fine. But nonetheless, it's a liability and is not capable of solving the problems within the fractured global banking system as it pertains to cross-border transactions. It just ain't happening here. That's why you need XRP. So I am glad that, for two things here. It's recognized Libra don't solve that. It just doesn't. And it's recognized that it's a problem, and it can actually be solved today. So we're on the right track here. And that's why you really just need, all it takes, trust the system, one asset that can actually be used. You have to have the rails built, and that's what Ripple's doing. They're building their XCurrent and XRapid rails, and then you can actually solve this actual problem. On to the next piece here. Let's talk a little bit about price here. Let's talk about this. Here is one of the analysts. This is Credible Crypto, and he has 46,000 followers on Twitter. That's a lot. That's way more than me. I think I have like 1,300 right now, so something like that on Twitter anyway. And so I looked at this, and his tweet, he caught my attention. He stated, "I have a feeling that this will age very, very well." And I was like, "Ooh, Mr. Confidence here. Tell me more. What you got going on here?" Because for any of you that are new to the channel, I don't make price predictions. Not just because I don't want to be wrong, and it's true, I don't want to be wrong, but also because I don't have a background in any sort of technical analysis. I don't have a financial background, so if I were making stuff up, it would be just that. Moon Lambo making stuff up, and that is dumb. I'm not going to do that. I may have a stupid name, but I'm not going to behave that stupidly. So I think it would be disingenuous. So what I do, though, is I'm always happy to cover this content because, like you, I find this topic genuinely fascinating. And I scour the web for the latest XRP news on a daily basis. And when I come across stuff that has to do with price, I'm happy to push it to the forefront because it's a neat topic. And we all want to know, where is it going? So here, there's two people in this video here. Again, the first one, Credible Crypto, and here's the chart. And here's what he said within this particular chart. "Just made my last and final spot buy on XRP here at 29 cents. You may now proceed to hashtag Moonit," which I like there. So there we go. The bottom's in, according to Credible Crypto. 29 cents was it. Do you believe that is the case? I have no idea, but I will say this. There were a couple other analysts I covered in a recent video, within the last week or so, I want to say, and all three of the ones that I cited in that video, I just clumped them together, and they were negative Nancy's. All three of them had really low upcoming XRP price predictions. One said 8 cents, one said 16 cents, and one said maybe as low as 13 cents. And none of that came to pass. I will say at least one of them, though, stated that this would only happen if Bitcoin went lower. Bitcoin didn't go lower. It's now sitting around, as I cited at the beginning of the video, around 10,300. So those analysts are no longer standing by their scary nonsense XRP FUD-style price predictions. Which means that, the fact that 29 cents here is being called as the bottom might be perfectly reasonable. I mean, I'm just thinking in context of what the other FUDsters said, and they no longer think that it's going lower, at least not to that degree. So here's somebody who is, as far as I know, not an XRP FUDster, saying, looks like the bottom's probably 29 cents here. And if that's the case, as we're sitting here at 32 cents today, perhaps... Not buying or selling advice, but perhaps a good buy-in point if you feel so inclined to load up on your bags a little bit more here. Here's another one. Now here's another prediction. This is from a different individual. This is from Cryptalk, who has quite a following as well. 11,800 followers on Twitter. And so this is the guy that was making the much higher price prediction. So there's two tweets here that I want to specifically cover on this, and then I want to know what you guys think, so please drop it below, especially as it pertains to the timeline here for which this may happen. Okay, so the first tweet is, "This chart is aging pretty well." So it goes back to like predictions that he had made. I'm not sure what the date is. I'll have to click on this. Maybe I can easily tell. If not, it doesn't matter. You just need to look at it graphically if you're curious. I'll put this in the link below if you want to click on it yourself. But anyway, this chart is aging pretty well. First version was a month ago. Just updated the wave to bottom. I don't have to change anything otherwise. I'd say end of year top. Of course, I will update it when I get more data and see which fibs do we break. And then hashtag XRP community, XRP army, Ripple, and then XRP here. And here is the image here, so if you want to pause, feel free to take a look at it, or again, like I said, you can go ahead and click a link below and read this all for yourself here. I can't easily tell, just glancing at this, what the date was for the beginning here, but given that there's this huge spike up in price, presumably that would be 2017, before the major bull run up there. That's what it looks like to me, because that is a massive, massive, massive spike, and it looks like it did get up to $3 or whatever cents there, so that must be that. So anyway, this is recent, and he's saying that it looks like it's aging well so far. Now, let's get on to his prediction, though, now that we've covered that portion of what he had to say. Here's the next tweet. XRP. Both charts are my conservative targets as I don't have the future data. Of course, there's the potential that each wave could go higher. I'll adjust the targets depending on the fibs we break. My strong scenario tops at $4.21 for XRP. That is massive here. And look, I've said before, and I've said it frequently, I'm going to keep saying it, the all-time high of $3.92 for XRP, as I see it, as I believe it, will not remain the all-time high forever. It's just a matter of time. I don't make predictions, so I'm not putting a timestamp on this. But especially as the market continues to heat up, just a crypto asset class at large, I will not be surprised if sometime shortly after Bitcoin reaches its all-time high of roughly 20,000, I don't know if it'll be 3 months or half a year or whatever it is, maybe it's longer, I don't know. But I will not be surprised if shortly thereafter XRP does hit its all-time high, and I won't be surprised one bit if it launches up to $8 to $10 along with the rest of the crypto asset class spiking in a very, very big way. I just don't think we've seen the end of this. And retail investors are not done. More people keep entering the space, and we're yet to see massive inflows from institutional buyers as well. And the reason that I'm most bullish about XRP has to do with the fundamentals. It's the reason that I'm investing at all. It's my entire investment thesis, if you will, that utility will matter. It will win the day eventually. And I think that as you have institutional buyers come into the space in a big way, they're going to be parsing each coin by coin. They'll probably go down the entire list of coins in terms of market cap, figure out which ones have actual utility. But I just don't believe that you're going to see institutional investors going to be throwing their money into Dogecoin, for example. If you have Dogecoin, nothing, no offense, I don't mean but I'm just saying, they're not just going to go willy-nilly picking coins here and throwing money into it. They're going to want to see that there are developers building on top of the decentralized ledger, and they're going to want to see that the technology works and there's real utility to it. And so I think that once you see that type of money come in, that's when you're going to see price break in a substantial manner. That would be my guess. But I'm happy to talk about price as it pertains to potential and underlying value and what that can mean for price in conjunction with the actual value that comes along with it. Because price and value are two different things. I just don't make price predictions with timestamps. I'm just not going to do that myself. But that's why it's so fun to talk about this stuff, though. I love bringing this stuff up. Anytime I find one of these, I always want to put it at the forefront of my content. I want to make it at least into a video on any given day if I find something. So I think it's neat. But I would be curious to hear more about what you all listening think about this. What do you think about the timeline? Is this realistic? If so, when's it going to happen? If you're invested in XRP, you're probably thinking along my lines, or else you probably would have jumped ship by now, and you probably wouldn't be interested in listening to videos about XRP, but I'm willing to bet that most of you out there don't probably agree with me in that, although we don't know exactly when we're going to see the next parabolic upward shift in price for XRP. I bet if we all had to guess, I'm just guessing here, I don't want to speak for you too much, but if I had to guess what you think, I'd say you also believe that we have not seen the highest price point that we're ever going to see from XRP. And to me, it just doesn't make sense that we could have. And the exciting part about that to me is that was all based entirely on speculation. $3.92 based on speculation without the utility even kicking in there, and without massive quantities of institutional funds flowing in, without all of that, and without the infrastructure for the crypto asset class at large, all the custody solutions and all that stuff. It wasn't there in 2017. And so I am nothing but bullish for the future, and I don't care about the day-to-day fluctuations. If they're going down in the short term, price of XRP, hey, whatever, man, I don't care. Let humans be irrational, humans panic sell, all that stuff. I am Mr. Bull XRP. Mr. Bull XRP, and I am holding on to my XRP until it has mooned and Lambo in view. Sorry. I know my name's dumb. I'm just joking. But I want to share this with you too here, and this is from the first technical analyst that was saying we bottomed out at 29 cents with XRP. Here's another. It's just a thought with him, and I share this sentiment, so I wanted to share it with you. And he was retweeting something that somebody named Investing Haven said, and Investing Haven said something not relating to XRP. So check this out. This person wrote, "Most investors get in too late in a bull market. Remember, most profits are made with positions in early stages of a new bull market. Uranium stocks may be in such a state now. The uranium spot breakout backtest may be proof of it." Now, this is not the uranium channel, so I'm not going to delve into that content. This is basically an XRP-centric channel. But Credible Crypto, who predicted that the bottom is in 29 cents XRP, stated this after retweeting that. He wrote, "Couldn't have said it better. Another reason why I am heavy in XRP at the moment, most profits are made with positions in early stages of a new bull market. Ask yourself which coins are still in the earliest stages." And I couldn't have said that better. So I firmly agree with you there. And that's why I'm happy to do this. It's that old Warren Buffett quote that comes to mind, I'm paraphrasing, but it's be fearful when others are greedy and be greedy when others are fearful. Or maybe that's exactly what it was. Maybe, I don't know. It's something like that or exactly that. Whatever. But that's why when I saw people selling, I started dollar cost averaging in. Additionally, once XRP was on its way down in 2018 around 50 cents or so, I was like, okay, I don't know that this is the bottom or if it's going to keep going, but I'm going to start dollar cost averaging in. And I had already acquired most of my position in like November of 2017, a little bit early of 2017. So yeah, November and December 2017. But and then I stopped buying once everything was running up. And then again, once it was going back down, I was like, oh, okay, well, this is a good time to buy back in. And so I did, from about 50-something cents all the way down to the lowest I bought was 28 cents. And then it went back up and down and back up and back down. And I've been buying the whole time ever since that point. I haven't stopped. So until it goes parabolic, like I intend to keep putting money in to continue to dollar cost average in. And this whole bear market, it has given me an opportunity to acquire more XRP than at the time I thought I would have been able to, because I did, at the time, being so new to crypto, I didn't know it was coming back down. I had no idea. I did quit buying because I was like, wow, this is getting outrageously pricey. So there's a point where I was like, okay, I have to stop. But after it came back down, I researched more. I said, oh, okay, so this is how humans behave, and this is stupid, and people are going to freak out. Well, I said, Matt, Mr. Moon Lambo, do not freak out. Understand this is how humans behave and buy more. And that's what I did for myself. So I thought I'd share that with you. Now check this out. This is the piece from AMD Crypto, and it's titled "XRP Community Calls Out WireX CEO's XRP is a Security" comment. And so I'm just going to read through part of this. I'm not going to recreate the video that I did last night about this whole concept. If you're curious about my thoughts on that, go ahead and check out that video. It'll be easy to figure out what it is. But I want to read just a little bit of this, and I like the first sentence of this. It's like whoever wrote this from AMD Crypto wanted to make it clear their stance, it sounded like to me, and didn't want anybody jumping down their throat. So the first sentence in this is, XRP is not a security. That's the first sentence. I was not expecting to see that when I clicked on this article, but the first sentence out of them is, XRP is not a security. And then it continues. And as Garlinghouse explained, XRP is not a security for 3 reasons. If Ripple, the company, shuts down tomorrow, the XRP ledger will continue to operate. It's an open source, decentralized technology. The third largest cryptocurrencies categorization has always been a bone of contention. In what could be termed as a breath of relief for the community, the recent FCA consultation paper noted that Ripple's XRP exhibits qualities of both utility as well as exchange token. Of course, it's not Ripple's XRP, it's just XRP. It's the XRP ledger. Anyway, so here's the quote. Tokens may have mixed features that may overlap with the above categories or change over time. For example, Ether can be used as a means of payment, exchange token, on the Ethereum platform, and can also be used to run applications, utility token. Ripple has similar features, and of course we know they mean XRP, but people, they don't get it yet. XRP is different than Ripple, that is that. Anyway, following the published report, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse applauded the UK regulators for recognizing XRP as a token which possesses hybrid exchange/utility token, asserting similarities to ETH. As Ripple's attempts to draw a clear definition of XRP's narrative was still in the works, a famous crypto forum ignited a fresh debate on the same issue. In a keynote speech by Pavel Matveev, Co-founder and CEO of the payment platform WireX explained the different classification of digital tokens at the Barcelona Trading Conference 2019. He stated, so XRP is a good example here, which is a purely security token, but is trying to be a payment token. And that's when the S word hit the fan. That is absolutely, and rightfully so, everybody in the XRP community has been reacting very strongly. That was not a surprise. To me, it's like, get the Orville Redenbacher ready, get some popcorn, sit back, pop it, and eat it, man, because it's been fun watching the response. I don't blame anybody for having the responses that they have. And so what I want to share with you, rather than repeating the comments I share with you, my opinion on this, which I did in a video yesterday, which again, check out, it's good stuff. Here's a response that just made me laugh quite a bit. Check this one out. I hope the video automatically plays. Wait, here it is. Yeah, check this out. Okay. Yeah, you don't need sound for this. Here is an XRP community member cutting up their WireX credit card. Or maybe it's technically a debit card. Whatever. It's a WireX card and he's cutting it up. It doesn't matter. And right there, and it just plays on loop. And I'm just going to keep watching this. You know, this is the rest of the video here. I'm just going to let this play on loop here. No, I won't do that. But yeah, so he tweeted out, though, here's the comment to go along with the video. This is for false statements at WireX app. Good luck with your future business. Yeah, I don't blame you one freaking bit, man. And that made me laugh. I was like, okay, there we go. And then check out this short video clip also. This is from Tano, and then here's a screen capture from his phone. Looks like an iPhone here. And here's him deleting his WireX app. Oh yeah, here we go, Here's the money part. Here it is. Oh yeah, and it's gone. All right, WireX app gone, off the phone, and then it just repeats. So that's good. It's soothing to watch that. And so he tweeted out along with this video clip, hashtag drop WireX. XRP is not a security. Do not cause FUD. I am deleting WireX from my app. Absolutely, absolutely. And then here's a tweet from XRP Us. It tagged Bittrex Exchange CEO and wrote CEO Bill Shihara. So this is about Bittrex here. And this states, and it looks like it's something from Reddit here. States, Bittrex CEO says XRP is not a security. And then it's just a couple sentences here. States, according to their legal team and U.S.-based independent lawyers, he says they've done a complete legal review of every altcoin they list to make sure they are on firm legal ground for trading in the U.S. And there you go. And of course, it's just, for it to be security, it's a security of what? Like Ripple, you own Ripple now? And do you own Coil because they're building on top of the ledger? And what about Omni and R3? Do you own those companies as well? I mean, it's all stupid nonsense. And so I hope that WireX CEO comes to his senses and apologizes, because I don't know where this can come from. Where does this FUD stem from? Is it an ideological thing, like you just don't like that XRP is being used to help banks, and you don't like it, even though it is a decentralized cryptocurrency that could easily be used as a peer-to-peer cashless system, just like Bitcoin? It could be, but just because Ripple happens to be building on it, and it happens to be something that will benefit banks and small businesses, you don't like it, and you're going to say something like that? Because I don't know how you could rationally defend this. I mean, I'd be curious to hear the point, but I don't know that we're going to hear much from this, because this is damaging, and they haven't even entered damage control mode yet. Like they're just off in la la land, not even talking about this currently. So I hope that there's a response. If there is, I'm happy to cover it, but I don't know that we're ever going to hear anything. And last thing I want to share with you, this is from BitTrue. Here's a tweet from BitTrue, and I just thought this was really cool, so I want to share it with you. It's about XRP and TipBot. 3 hours from now, and this is 9 in the morning, so presumably it's already happened, but 3 hours from now, BitTrue CEO Curious Wang will answer your questions in the first ever BitTrue AMA, which is Ask Me Anything. You can ask questions now. Be sure to tag Curious and use the hashtag BitTrue AMA. He'll stick around for 1 hour, and if your question gets answered, we'll tip you XRP via XRP TipBot. But bam, I thought that was the coolest thing out there. And see, there's actual utility there. People are rewarding each other, thankful for things, just literally using XRP, just right over the ledger. And there's XRP TipBot built on top of the ledger, but you know what I'm saying. And I think that's awesome. And BitTrue seems to be all in on XRP. You may recall in a very recent video that I noted that they launched their own validator on the XRP ledger. They actually did it after the community started talking about it. They got some help and got it up and running, and they encourage others to do the same. So this exchange, I'm happy to cover them and give them a shout out here, because they are doing good for the XRP community and actually utilizing the XRP ledger and the native digital asset XRP itself. Very cool stuff here, right? That's it for this video. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo!